Hi everyone, Ruby Retrograde Tarot and Tea here, and what will I be sipping on? It is day 19 of 31 Days of Tarot Challenge by Ethony. Ooh, sorry. Now, for day 19, our question is, what card do I look for the most when I get a deck and why? Now, I'm want to modify the question to be, what card do I look for the most before I get a deck? Because if I have a deck and I have ordered the deck and the deck is in my hand, it's because these cards that I looked for are gel with me, vibe with me, and I guess they've been vetted in a sense. So I will start with the ones that I look for the most, and it's more or less the same across all the decks. There's been some exception where it's been other cards that grab my attention first. But all in all the decks that I have, it's pretty much the same cards that I look for or that are happen to be shown, and so I already see them. So one of the first cards that I look for before getting a deck, and even after I got it, I go look at it because now it's in my hand. I don't have to look at it through a picture. It's the Temperance card, followed by the Strength card, and then we have the Sun card. After that, there is Queen of Wands slash Queen of Swords, are I would say neck and neck, so they will share the same position. I'll show some examples across some of the decks that I have. Sometimes it'll be all of these cards that I've looked for. Sometimes it's a few, and then that convinces me, and I don't even, well, it's not that I don't bother looking at the other ones, but if I like those cards, then there's a good chance that the rest of them I will like them. Also, an honorable mention, which I haven't picked out of my decks, is the Emperor card, especially for last year in 2021. A lot of the time, I have looked at the Emperor card. If I liked the look of the Emperor, I would also like the deck. I believe the Emperor, I feel like this was a card that kept on giving me a shout out, like a confirmation. Whether it was if I was pulling cards for myself, or even watching tarot related videos, or when I was browsing decks and purchasing decks. For some reason, it kind of became a particular confirmation card for 2021 especially. So I'll start with one deck as an example, which is the Los Burial deck. This is one of my oldest decks that I have, the one that I've had for the longest. This one, pretty much, I saw the Temperance card, and this one was the deck. I can say I saw the card, I bought the deck. I did not care to see the rest of the cards. I did not care any of them. This I saw it, and already I was like, I'm ordering it. I want it. I don't care. For this the reason why, if I can remember, because oh my goodness, how long have I had this deck for now? I almost want to say a good 5 years, if not more. So it was definitely at the time the way different version of the Temperance card than the one, let's say, on a classic Rider-Waite-Smith. This here, I like the duality with one black wing and one white wing, and then the yin and yang sign there on her dress. I know it was in particular the wings. I perhaps it kind of mirrored how I felt at the time, how the kind of state of mind I was in at the time, where I kind of felt a kind of strongly in this dual energy type of thing. But I definitely remember I had seen this card while browsing Amazon, I think it was, or I seen it on the website, then checked on Amazon, saw this card, and then it was done deal for me. Then after I got it, the Strength card here, I liked the how instead of having the maiden kind of over the lion's head, if I can kind of explain this way, it kind of seems like it's a almost a wrestling move type of thing, or like the meme goes, it's Hercules trying to feed medicine to its cat. Here it's she doesn't need to go like to kind of handle the lion by kind of arm locking it or anything. It's she's just calmly kneeling in front of the lion, and the lion is kind of respecting her in a sense. So that would be an example, the Los Scarabeo deck, where definitely this one was the pivotal one, but followed by the strength card. Now, why do I enjoy the strength card? Well, the simplest reason is that it's my zodiac sign. It's part of my chart, so I enjoy it a lot. So now this other example here that I brought is the Darkwood Tarot. Here in this case, the order upon which the cards convinced me that I was convinced to purchase the deck kind of changes, because in this case all I had seen at the time was the box cover. The box cover was the Hermit card, and normally I'm not too much into dark settings like horror, creepy type of setting, but this one had intrigued me. And then later on I had found the Temperance card, and I was like, ooh, that gives me Maleficent vibes because of the horn there. And so I was in a tell me more mode. Then followed that, I had seen the Strength card, and I was like, oh, I really like that. It's this here, they totally went different. Instead of a lion, we're going with a cobra. I believe it's a cobra and not a viper. And I like this kind of power position here. I was like, yes, I'm good. And then here, the other deviancy, if I can call it like that, is the High Priestess. There was something about I guess the position of the woman, and just the tree trunks there on the side, and I kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of a mash of a moon card and a High Priestess, and I like the feel of it. So these are the cards for the Darkwood Tarot that convinced me. In the case of the Star Spinner Tarot, it was again the Strength card. Here they call it Fortitude. So I liked how this was put together with the lion and the person just kind of facing in the same direction, but the person in this case is looking at the lotus. And then here, this is an example where the Emperor card, it was kind of like, yeah, I like the look of it, the vibe of it. Just looking comfortable on this throne, kind of just we're good. And so these two cards in particular had me convinced. In the case of, I know I've spoken about it, about this deck on a previous day, but the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Here it was the Strength card, already grabbed my attention. Followed by this here. Actually, this is like the Four of Pentacles, but for some reason, the Four of Pentacles, it made me think of the Emperor. I think I had mistook it for the Emperor too at the time, but it still had me convinced. Then here, the odd one was the Tower. Normally, I don't really look at the Tower. If I do, it's kind of just a quick glance where I was like, okay, yeah, it looks nice. But here, and in another deck, actually, the Austera Tarot, the Tower card grabbed my attention enough that it convinced me to get them. And then here we have the High Priestess, where it definitely looks like the Virgin Mary here. I guess it kind of calls back to my childhood a little bit, so that's why it vibed with me. I liked it. And then the Temperance card here, if you notice, even the Temperance, the angel doesn't you won't see it's the angel's pupils or irises or anything like that. It's almost just like it's a carved figure or a carved statue where you kind of see the imprints for the eyes but nothing else. And here you see that there's movement. I believe it's in the water, but it almost looks like it could be actually the robe there, the dress that's in movement. And I found that really cool. And then here you have the glorious sun, as I call it, rising or setting, depending how you want to see it. So I really liked the Temperance card on the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Uh, the other one would be the, oh, what is it called? Let me just remember, what is it called? Ah, yes, Tarot of the Divine. Here, once again, this is another example where it kind of wasn't as usual, because once again, I had seen the box cover. The box cover showed the moon, and that's what drew my eye. The woman just staring into this full moon over while standing over a bridge. It was just so beautiful. I wanted to see more. Then I had seen the Empress, which here once again, I believe it's Mary of Guadalupe, if I remember correctly. This one, I found it endearing. I really liked it. And then the Magician. So for this particular deck, all three cards were not the norm, but I wanted to see more about it, and I obviously ended up getting it. And all the decks, the art and the characters for each card are just so beautiful in any case. And then the last example I would be from the I believe it's called the Tattoo Tarot. If it's not exactly called the Tattoo Tarot, I apologize. This one here, just the look of the angel on the Temperance card. She looks so, I want to call it fiercely independent. There's a fierceness, a determination. Sorry about that little pause. I just started coughing a little bit. My throat is not quite 100%, but as I was saying, it's just this spirit of independence and just this patience, temperance, that I the gaze drew me to look more into the card. Then here it was the sun. Now this is an example of it being more Marseille inspired, because you have two children in front of the sun or underneath the sun, however you want to see it. I just like the look of the sun there. It was this one I liked. Then followed by the Emperor, Marseille style, where they looked at the side, and just I guess the look of authority got this deck vetted again. Then we have the Strength card here. As you can see, this is kind of what I meant by this over the head grab wrestling move, time to give medicine to the cat type of thing. But just here, it looks that it's such an ease. It looks like she there's a struggle, power, but the face there, it's kind of like, no worry, it's easy, no problem. I got this under control. And then here was an honorable mention for the Queen of Wands, because she looked so sassy. I just the way that she was drawn, and I really liked how she looked, makeup, even the little beauty spot. It just everything adds to the sassiness and just the attitude and the confidence. And I was like, yes, I am with this queen. And so with the Tattoo Tarot, that's an example where I got extra cards that convinced me to get the deck. And even then, when I have the deck in my hands, this kind of brings into my honorable mentions. Other cards that I enjoy looking at and looking for are the queens, particularly the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Wands, I guess, also kind of goes into the fire aspect, if you will, because I do have fire signs in my birth chart. The Queen of Swords, to me, it's a bit like if I have the Queen of Sword in a spread that I'm doing for myself personally, it's almost like a signal to myself that I need to get down to brass tacks. I need to not mince word with whatever it is that's the topic at hand is. That's, you know, it's time to get down to business, to speak my truth, to be clear about what I want, what I don't want. You know, words needs to be said, and to, you know, not try to butter up or try to be nice to people. You just have to say it, obviously not, you know, rudely or be purposefully mean, but you know, you have to make your stance known, type of thing. Now, I didn't bring out all the Queen of Swords and Queen of Wands, but definitely these are some of the Queen of Swords and Wands that I particularly like. I would say, especially from the Tarot of the Divine, I particularly like this Queen of Sword. But to me, every time I see her, it's okay. Someone's gonna get told something, whether it's me or me telling someone something. It's gotta get done. And so, with that, this, I believe, can will give a rather good overview of the cards that I look for before I have the deck in hands and when I have the deck in hands. So, what about you guys? What cards in particular do you look for when you're deck shopping, or if you bought the deck and it comes home and you're excited to open it? What cards do you practically just run to? Let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, thank you for spending some time and hanging out with me and listening to my video. And until next time, bye bye, guys.